everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips and we are vlogging today because there's a lot going on. I've got Zoom sprinting writing things. I've got in-person meetups. I've got stuff to critique. I've got words to write. So let me get into it. I do apologize for the lack of vlog last week. I can really only vlog on Saturdays anymore, and last Saturday it was like I was just running all over the place. I had a bunch of errands to do. I had a bunny adoption event to drop off our foster bunny at, which was all the way downtown. So like I was just like in and out and in and out, and it was just like this is not a good day to vlog. So anyway, I was like, I'm just gonna skip it and it's fine. Today though, there's a lot of writing activities happening, and I have some really exciting news and a resource to share with you. So just let me, I feel like I have a lot to do. I am definitely going to be writing a to-do list in the next few minutes because I feel like it's all jumbled in my head and it needs to just be on paper. So I think in the last vlog before this, sometime earlier, one of the previous vlogs, I mentioned that I had signed up for a workshop, the Writing with the Soul workshop, and we have finished, or we're kind of at the end of week 3. It's been a fantastic workshop. The people taking the workshop along with me are amazing. I've made a lot of good friends, new contacts, a lot of encouragement there. So that's been going really well. There's a like Google Hangout Zoom thing happening at 11 this morning that I would like to go to. It's supposed to be some writing sprints, so that'll be great to get some work done. I also am gonna go meet some other writing friends in person up at that same little restaurant we've gone to the last couple weeks, so that will be later this afternoon. But I wanted to share something exciting with you first, in case this is helpful for any of you. So I'm at a point in my writing where I really need a critique partner. Like, it's time. It's time. I was really hoping to find somebody who was writing the same kind of thing that I am writing. You know, there's certain conventions within the romance genre, just like other genres, that if you don't read in that genre, you don't really know those conventions. You don't know what readers are looking for because you are not one of those readers. But just like in, you know, a suspense novel or a mystery novel, like there's certain beats that an author needs to hit usually at certain points within the story, because readers are waiting for it. You know, if you have a detective mystery story and the detective is like never finding any clues, like the pacing is probably going to be off. And the same is true for romance novels. There's, you know, all kinds of different beats and moments that generally need to happen within the story. So anyway, I wanted to find somebody who is familiar with that kind of stuff, familiar with how the books tend to flow, so that I could get help on that kind of stuff. I found one person I've been exchanging work with in this Writing with the Soul workshop group. So that's been going well. I've only been exchanged a few chapters with her so far over the last, like, what, 3 days now. It's not been that long, but I'm excited to have a contact there and sort of be, you know, working together on that. But that's a closed group. Like, you can't sit with us. You can't sit with us. But you know what I mean. Like, it's a closed group, and so that's not super helpful for you. But if you are subscribed to Susan Dennard's newsletter, which you should be, because I have suggested that like bajillion times in in the history of my channel, but Susan Dennard is a YA fantasy author. I think she's only written fantasy. Pretty sure it's just fantasy. And she has had a newsletter ongoing for like 10 years now. It's a long time. She's changed the format of the newsletter a little bit just in the last couple months, but her website has a huge archive, enormous archive of all the previous newsletters. It is absolutely chock full of writing tidbits, advice, suggestions, things to try, her own personal struggles with drafting and outlining and all this stuff. So if you're not already signed up for her newsletter, I'll put a link below. Go do it. Go do it. It's super helpful, and she divides up her newsletter so you're getting some information about like what is she currently working on, or like events that she's going to be at, And then she also has a section that's specifically for writers where she touches on some sort of writing craft topic. And in her last newsletter, I think it was just the last one, she said she was going to open up like a post on Slapstick. What's that thing? Substack. I was like, what is that? Do I know what Substack is? Absolutely not. However, I clicked on the link because she said she was going to set up like a post where you could comment and try to find a critique partner. And she was basically like, you know, comment with the genre you're writing, what stage of the writing process you're at, you know, like that kind of thing. And then if you see somebody else's comment that looks interesting, like comment, reply to them. And, you know, if you want to connect further via email and all that kind of stuff, like you can go for it. So I was like, sure, why not? Like, let me put myself out there. So I made a little post on that Substack blog post. Is it a blog? I don't know. Is it a newsletter? I don't really care at this point. But anyway, I posted a comment and somebody replied to me and was like, hey, I'm also writing Regency romance. Do you want to exchange like first chapters and see if we will work good together? Question mark, awkward writers because we don't interact with people usually. So I was like, yeah, sure. So we've been going back and forth for maybe a week now and it's been really good. The critiques and like feedback that she's giving me on my chapters is super helpful. Like she has some really good insight and she's, yeah, great. It's been good so far. So, and of course I've been giving her feedback, hopefully helpful feedback on her chapters too. But it's been really good. So I will leave again a link just to sign up for Susan Dennard's newsletter, but I'll also link to that specific Substack post. So if you want to go through, there's already like a bajillion comments on it. So if you want to go through, if you're looking for a critique partner and see if there's somebody there writing in your genre, sort of at the same stage you're at, like I'll leave that there for you if you're at the point where you're really looking for a critique partner. So that's really exciting. Hopefully our relationship will continue and we can be helpful for each other as we're moving closer and closer to the point where we're going to query our books, which is crazy. But yeah, that was one of my goals at the beginning of the year was like, hey, you really probably should do this at some point. So you know what? A New Year's resolution goal, I'm checking it off. Unless like she ghosts me, but I think it's been positive so far, which is great. So anyway, so I have a chapter of hers that I need to look over today and put feedback on and send that back to her. I have my own feedback that she gave me on some of my early chapters in my book. So I'd started working on it last night, but I want to, sort of like finish incorporating some of the suggestions she had. And yeah, so that's kind of what's on tap for today. There's of course other stuff I need to do. So let me, because I've been talking for like a bajillion minutes at this point. Let me do my little to-do list because that'll make me feel better without all this crap in my head. It'll be on a piece of paper. So let me do that and then we'll get started on one of those to-do list items. Let's do it. I'm looking over this list. I have a lot to do. It's 9:45 at this point. So I've got an hour and a quarter before the little like sprinting Zoom hangouty thing online. What do I want to do first? Oh my gosh. I've got a lot of household stuff I'm not even going to touch today. I'm going to leave that for tomorrow. So that half of the list we're not looking at. I think I'm actually going to work on the feedback that I owe my critique partner. So I'll do that first because I really wanted to do that yesterday and it did not happen yesterday. So let me get to that. And then I do have my little workbook here from the workshop. And there's some stuff I wanted to print out and paste in here to sort of finish out this week. So maybe I'll do that second and then we'll go from there. So yeah, let's do some feedback. One of the cool things that I'm finding so far about critiquing other people's work and like getting their feedback on yours and all that kind of stuff is the act of critiquing somebody else's work and giving them feedback. And of course, when I say critique, I'm not meaning like, here's like 25,000 negative things about your piece. You're also including like, oh, this is really good, or oh, I love how you, worded this, or whatever. Like, it's also positive things too. But I'm finding that as I'm reading through other people's work and critiquing it, it's reminding me of stuff that I'm either not doing or am also doing in my own work. So it's a really good exercise for reminding yourself of stuff you should be doing in your work. Like sometimes I'll see something where I'm like, ooh, she used, all five senses in like describing this area or something. I'm like, oh, I need to really, incorporate the sense of smell or sense of touch or whatever, like more in mine. Or there's parts where I'm like, oh, she's using, passive voice here. You're not supposed to do that. I bet I used passive voice a whole lot in mine. Like, let me go look. So it's been good for that as well. Just sort of like keeping all this kind of writing stuff in your head. So yeah, I'm gonna read. Okay, so I have finally finished this critique. I had a bunch of little notes and stuff to say about the chapters that this critique partner sent me. It is almost 11. That took me a lot longer than I was thinking. But unfortunately, while I was doing that, I did get a message from the group I was going to meet at the restaurant later this afternoon, and they had to cancel. So I guess I'll just be in the house for the rest of the day. I was thinking like, oh, maybe I could like find a coffee shop and like go, but it's Saturday. I feel like it's just going to be super crowded, so I'll just stay home. I'm a homebody. Write-in sprints thing is going to start here in just a few minutes. I'm going to go grab something to eat. I haven't like eaten anything today, which is a little weird for me. So I'm going to try to grab something to eat real fast and then come back here for this sprint. Okay, so we're in the middle of a 30-minute sprint here, and I am working on chapter 2. I've kind of gone back a little bit because when I started sending the chapters to these other, hopefully potential critique partners, long-term critique partners, obviously I was sending them like chapter 1, chapter 2, and so I've gone back to the beginning of the book again to like start incorporating some of the feedback that they've been giving me, which has been very good. So previously, I had gotten through like almost a third of the book, I think. I kind of forget where I left off because now I've been like back and forth. But anyway, so I'm in the middle of this and I feel like it's going well. I feel like I know what I'm doing to an extent. It's a weird feeling. It's going well though, so I'm gonna keep working on this until the group pops back up again to chat and hopefully finish out this chapter. It's not a super long chapter, so I'm having to like add quite a bit of details on a whole host of different things because my first drafts are always like, the characters entered a room. What does the room look like? I don't know, and I'm not gonna tell you. So I'm having to fill out that kind of stuff. But anyway, let me get back to this. We'll do something else later. What a segue. All right, sprinting is finished, but I am not yet finished with this dang chapter. So it is noon though, and I didn't really get anything except a granola bar to eat. So I'm gonna go take a little break for lunch and come back and hopefully finish up this single chapter. It's taking a long time just to like figure out how to fit things in and where to move some stuff around and things like that. But it's going well overall, which is great. So yeah, lunch break and then we'll be back to this. Hello. Sorry the lighting is not great, but I'm here in the living room with this little doggy. I was just finishing up lunch and she started to whine, which usually that means she needs to go to the bathroom. So I was like, come on. She came out of her little pen area back there. I put her leash on. We went out. We were out there for like 5 seconds and she suddenly like looked up at nothing. Like she was literally looking at the side of our garage. Like there wasn't anything there, but then she started all this like pacing. She was going back and forth to like the grass and then back to the door and grass and back to the door. Finally she was like, her tail was tucked and stuff. I was like, what the heck happened? Like, I don't know. So I went back inside with her and she like ran back to her bed and then was just cowering in there. And I was like, what the heck? I don't know what happened. So anyway, I left her in there for a few minutes to like see if she would like just go back to sleep or calm down and then actually want to go potty again. So, because she didn't actually go potty when we were out there. So she was in there, but I was watching her on the little like monitor camera we have, and she was still just like awake. Look at this little cutie. Yeah, what a good girl. So anyway, I thought maybe she wants just some little snuggles and comfort for a minute. So I'm going to sit here with her for, I don't know, a few minutes and see what she does. But weird. I don't know what's going on. For the moment, I'll sit here on the floor with this little doggy. Yeah, little doggy. She's so cute. You cute little girl. Oh, look at that baby. Yeah. Is it you? Can you see yourself? Dee dee dee. I finally got her back into her bed. She tried to come in here and lay down on Nahan's bed, which she is 100% not allowed to do. And by try, I mean she walked right over there and just laid down on it. So then I had to like get her out of the room. Anyway, she's back in her bed. She seems fine. I don't know what happened outside, but Nahan is now outside. So he's usually chill though. He'll just hang out and like lay under the tree for an hour before he starts barking at something. 2 things I want to get done right now. Number 1, I want to reply to an email from another critique partner. And 2, I want to finish that chapter. I want to finish chapter 2, all the revision notes that I have from these 2 lovely ladies who have reviewed my work. So let's get to it, because it's almost 2 o'clock now. So I do want to get those 2 things done, and then I don't know how much time I'll have after that. I should have plenty of time. I don't have to go pick up my husband from work until like 5:30. So that's not bad. Let me focus on these 2 tasks first, and then we'll see how much time we have left. Yay! I'm done. I finished chapter 2. I added like 900 words to it. That was a lot of description I was lacking. And I reread it through. I don't think I added like too much. You know, you can have like too much description, but it really was like super bare bones. So it's just now a little bit over 2,000 words, which I feel like that's a decent amount of words for a chapter. Yes. Not that, you know, there's some sort of standard word count, but 2,000 is a little more, maybe closer to average than 1,200. Last thing I want to do is print out the stuff I want to tape in here. We have a Slack channel. I use Slack now, and I've never used Slack before, but there's a Slack channel, Slack thingy, Slack board. I don't know what you call it, but there's a Slack thing for this workshop. And I've posted answers to like discussion questions. So I'm just like printing out my little, I'm not going to like rehand write it in this. I've just been printing out my typed responses and then pasting them in here. So that works for some of the questions at least. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I think I get to work on something fun. Not that this wasn't fun, but like I've been wanting to do this all day. And I was like, no, you have to wait until you're done with like the work stuff, you know? So printing and then fun stuff. Fun time. Okay, so the fun thing that I'm doing right now, there was a bunch of us talking yesterday on a couple different platforms actually, but there was this sentiment of, you know, we only have 1 week left in the workshop. It's gonna be like weird not having each other to talk to, and we don't want to lose connection, and like we can, you know, DM each other over Instagram or stuff like that, but that Slack channel has really been helpful in like people starting different kinds of conversations, and it's easy for other people to chime in. It's not like one long DM history thread, you know, in an Instagram message or something. So people were like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, we could start a Discord, you guys. It's free. Slack, you have to pay for at some point, but I was like, let's set up a Discord. It's basically the same thing. If you've never used one or the other, it's basically just a forum, you know, old internet forums. That's really all it is. But anyway, I'm setting up a Discord because I know how. It's pretty easy and it's fun. I like organizing things. So I'm gonna do that and then invite people to join from the workshop. Sorry, it's not open for you guys. This was awkward. Maybe I'll cut this part out. If you have a community and it's on a platform like this where it's not going to stay there forever, Discord is a great option for, you know, having like a forum to chat with other people. So anyway, I'm going to do that. It's 2:45. I don't know what I'll do afterwards, but let me do this because I've been wanting to do it all day. I'm done. I did it. It was pretty straightforward. The hardest part was deciding which emoji to use for each different channel, but that, you know, I figured it out. So I've been productive today. Okay, I've been very productive today. I get to check off this other thing. My goodness. Is there anything more satisfying than checking off a to-do list item? I don't think so. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is probably end this vlog for now because it seems like it's a long vlog. I don't know. I talked a lot, especially in that beginning clip. We'll see how long I edited it down to. But yeah, it is 3:45 now. I didn't think that was going to take me quite that long, but that's fine. The dogs will be waking up pretty shortly, I'm sure. So that will definitely keep me occupied until it's time to go pick up the husband from work. Don't forget, I will have linked the post from Susan Dennard's newsletter and all that kind of stuff in the description below. So if you're interested in looking for a critique partner or anything like that, hopefully that link will be helpful for you. Let me know what your experience is with critique partners or beta readers, or like just getting feedback on your work in general. Is that something that you've done yet? Or are you not at a point where you feel like you're ready to do that? I definitely did not feel ready for that for a long time, but now that I'm in it, it's very good. So if you're like nervous to actually send your stuff to somebody, give it a go, and you know, not every person is going to fit everyone perfect, but I hope if you venture into that, it goes as well for you as it did for me, or at least it has so far. It's only been a week, so who knows? Maybe it'll all crash and burn, but so far so good. Anyway, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I post videos usually on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith Phillips. Oh, this is a bad intro. What the heck am I doing?